So as our first speaker today, please give her a very warm welcome. Please welcome Rachel Geyer to the stage this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies. There are a few of you, and gentlemen. It's a real honour to have been able to open this and to have put this together. Now, the reason he says that I speak in a non-technical way and everyone understands me is that I don't understand it in a technical way. And you need people like me in order to build the bridge between what is going on and getting actual people to use it. Just before I start, just so that we've got some kind of idea as to who's sitting in the audience, who would say, just a minute, who would say they know nothing about Bitcoin mining and they're here for the first time just to learn what it is? Who would say they know a little bit about it? And who feels pretty confident that, okay. These events are so important, and it was a great honor for me, together with Daniel and Free Madeira. Could we just put our hands together for Free Madeira for putting this event together? Thank you very much. These events work, and I know that they work because I was out for dinner last night and sitting next to a very fine gentleman who had attended this event last year for the first time, knew nothing about Bitcoin mining, and he's going to be on the stage today. So it can change your life. Yeah? Thank you, Paolo. We'll listen to him. You might have heard in my voice I'm British, but I have became a German when Brexit happened, and I love Europe. But I think that we can all pretty much agree we're having a bit of a tough time in Europe at the moment, and we've got many, many problems, and one of the greatest problems that we've got is our energy crisis. Europe is unaffordable. If you just look at the prices here of the European countries, it looks pretty rubbish. If you compare it globally, it looks even worse. We are in the top of all the world for our energy prices. And what this means is it's not just a catastrophe for companies. You cannot remain competitive if your electricity prices are through the roof. But this is what happens, and I'm very sorry, we didn't realize what our children were doing behind us. But this is what happens when prices get too expensive, businesses start leaving, your people start leaving. And this is my family. One by one, they're leaving Europe. We're left down to me and this chap is looking into moving to Australia. And this is what drives me to do what I do. I love Europe, and I want to stay here. I'm not going to go down with the ship, but I do want to stay here. So my name is Rachel Geyer. As you heard, I've got many roles. I'm giving them up one by one because I became a grandmother about a month ago, which is a fantastic role. But a couple of years ago, we set up the European Bitcoin Energy Association, which is what it stands for, because we believe that we need events like this. We need networking events. We need to bring the people together. If we bring the people together around the table, that is where the magic happens. So that's what we're trying to do. We believe that Bitcoin mining has enormous potential for the energy infrastructure of Europe. And we try to bring the people together to explain that this is the case. At the beginning, we started very much on the regulatory level and realized very quickly we're wasting our time. There's no point talking to the legislators. There's no point talking to the regulators. We need to be talking to the energy companies, the operators, the grid providers, so that they understand what the potential of Bitcoin mining is. So what do we have? We have, with every country, every jurisdiction, they're trying to solve for the energy trilemma. You have to, for your citizens, try and balance out that you've got affordable energy, that you have got sustainable energy, and that you've got secure energy. And this is what every country, this is what every jurisdiction has to try and do. So how are we doing in Europe? Well, if you look at energy security, we've already mentioned this, and I don't really think I need to go into this for these people. You've been sitting here, and you were there on the 28th of April. I used to live in South Africa for 4 years. We had blackouts regularly on a weekly, bi-weekly, it doesn't work. And I think that the majority of people do not understand how close we are to this in Europe so many times. I work together with a lot of people in the energy industry in Germany, and they sweat. They sweat a lot, and each day they go, thank God it didn't happen today. You've seen it happen, and it will happen again. It's a massive problem. Where are we on energy equity? Well, we've already talked about that. We are the most expensive place in the world to live for energy. So Europe is doing rubbish on those two counts. Where do we stand on sustainability? Well, Europe has got very lofty goals. It would like to reach by 2030 over 40% renewable energy. Some countries have already reached it, some have gone past it, but when you look at, on average with the 27 countries, we're only halfway there, which means we still need to bring another 20% renewables onto the grids. Our grids aren't coping now. So how are our grids going to cope when we're bringing even more renewables onto it? It's very fine for Europe to come up with these great big, the EU, sorry, to come up with these great lofty ideals, but if you haven't got the infrastructure to cope with it, you're going to lose. So we see Bitcoin mining as the missing piece of the puzzle for achieving the energy transition, if we're really serious about achieving the energy transition. And really, you can just talk about it as a flexible load. That's all it is. So it's not going to be the heal-all, the solving for everything, but together with storage, together with renewables, together with heat pumps, it's a piece of the puzzle to help us to achieve our energy transition. We have identified 3 places where we believe that Bitcoin mining can be implemented in Europe. One is grid stabilization, monetizing surplus energy, and decarbonized heat. And this is how we've structured today. We are going to have people up talking, and people who are actually doing this. So not talking theoretically, but people who are actually doing this. And it's not easy, because there's a lot more Bitcoin mining going on in Europe than you think, but it's very difficult to get people to talk about it because they don't want to stick their head above the parapet. Very grateful to have you over from Japan to talk openly about what you're doing in Japan. It is happening over here. We do have Bipin who will be talking about what he's doing in Sweden. There is a lot of it going on, but because people are worried about the regulations, worried about the legislation, they don't talk about it. We need to come out and start talking about it. We need to be brave. We need to put our heads above the parapet and say, this is what we're doing. We're not evil. It's not criminals. It's a flexible data center that I can turn on and off. So I think we're going to have a fantastic day. There's really good talks. There'll be a lot of opportunities to mingle, to match, to make good connections. I think it will blow your mind. And just a slight plug, we are putting together with BTC Hell in September. We're going to have the first European Mining Summit. We believe that the Americans have got it already, of course. They're first with everything. They've got the mining disrupt in Texas. We need to start bringing this to Europe. We need to bring the hardware manufacturers. We need to bring the software manufacturers. We need to bring the energy companies together. On the 23rd of September, in Helsinki, will be the premiere. We're more concerned about getting the right bums on seats than the most bums on seats. It's going to be a great event. Please support us, and I hope you have a wonderful day today. My card is on the table if anybody wants to get in touch with me. The best way to get in touch with me is on Noster. I don't know if any of you know about Noster. It's the future as much as Bitcoin mining is the future. Yeah, so I'm Rachel on Noster. Please do contact me there. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and I'll hand... Huh? I don't think there'll be any questions at this point. We're a little bit behind time, and I've got a very strong German side. I don't like being behind time. Okay. You'll have plenty of opportunity to ask me questions.